Welcome back to the Tydarium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for March 3rd, 2024, and shaping up to be a pretty good week of news. We do have, of course, Masterpiece Transformers, more mainline stuff, and it's good stuff. A little bit of the Legends. Got a release date of this Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Interesting stuff. There is a trailer. We will talk a little bit about this. A little bit of Turtle news, Neca, mainline, just a little bit, but we will touch on some TMNT stuff in this video. Also, an updated picture from Machina Labs for their new 1/18 scale project. G.I. Joe, now I got a new picture to add into this mix, but I will quickly just cover a very quick recap of what we talked about yesterday. Made a whole video about this so we could dedicate the time that's needed to these pre-orders and, of course, the reveals that we saw yesterday. And then getting into a little bit of Star Wars. Well, it's just a figure repainted. Literally, that's all the news this week. But, of course, we'll look at every corner of Star Wars as if we can. But we'll get into this some more coming up. Alright, so getting into what is new at Show Z, and coming soon, the Fans Toys FT16M Sovereign Galvatron Limited Color Edition. Limited. I thought it was limited when I bought it, but anyway, $185. Great price for this figure if you missed out. I think I paid $220 for mine. Getting into the next one, New Age H3G Harry Prowl Limited Golden Version, $126. And these Legends figures that are limited, that are very expensive, but at least there's an opportunity to buy it. If you really, really wanted it, you could pay up for it and get it. Then we have the New Age. I think this is a good value, $170 for their Devastator. It's the H34Z, and it's battle damage. So I think that the price is lower because they believe that there's going to be a lower market, a smaller market for the battle damage version. But in the past, Masterpiece battle damage ones usually sold for a hefty premium. And then 3-0 Studios, the MDLX, Mini DLX, Rodimus Prime. This Rodimus Prime, everybody seemed to say that this is a really good figure. Everybody that got it, that commented on my channel, says it's a good figure. $92. All right, so we're going to go right into, the jugular and hit it hard. This is Star Toys. They are making their version of Trax, and it's a Masterpiece figure. And a lot of people feel like the Takara one was a huge miss. I don't think Takara one's bad, but I instantly pre-ordered this. As soon as I saw it, I put that pre-order in because I'm curious to see how well it turns out. I know that their Blitzway was a very good figure, and I imagine this one is the same too. Here is the render of the bot mode, getting to see what it looks like, and I think it looks pretty good. And I want to say that obviously there is no posing in this. This render is just straight up and down, super, not even an A stance. I think it'll look way better if it's got just a slight amount of posing to it. Just an A stance would make this look better. And even like this, though, I think it looks pretty good. I think they are really close to the character, and I believe in real life I'm going to love it way more. I hope the blues are a little bluer, a little deeper. Here is an in-hand image of a high kick. And then here's an in-hand image of the bottom of the alt mode, kind of showing what all is going on with the prototype here. So that's pretty cool too. And then we also have an in-hand image of the figure just kind of straight up. And let's get to that one. So design-wise, I think it's a pretty good design, a pretty good mold. I think it's going to work out. Hopefully there's some paint to it and all of that. I know the last one they made, the Blitzwing, didn't have a lot of paint on it. So this is probably just going to be colored plastic. But it would be nice if they did paint it. It would be a really nice touch. But still, I'm looking forward to this. It'll be pretty interesting. All right, so Dream Star Toys is putting out pictures of their Blitz Bolt, which I'm not even sure which ones have been put out and which ones haven't, but this is the talk of the week, so I'm going to talk about it. And it's big, it's bulky, it's bulkier than any of the other designs I've seen. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty interesting. This is for a stylized Superion Silver Bolt. Here's Silver Bolt in his alt mode, and I think it actually, the alt mode looks good. I think they really tried to match up the alt modes really well. Still, the coloration, it's all silver instead of white and yellow and red. I think of the colors that would be on it. But still, looks good overall. Liking it. And I guess, I should have more information on this. I guess these are the feet of it, and they turn into little cars. If I'm right. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but that's what it looks to me. Anyway, pretty cool, interesting stuff. Will be interesting to see this set complete. So TFCon Los Angeles. This is a Fans Hobby Chosen Prime exclusive that you can only get there. And maybe if there's any left over, they'll be on the Chosen Prime site, I guess. But it looks pretty cool. It's repaints. And yeah, Fans Hobby. Good figures from my understanding originally and just repainted. I'm not sure exactly what the names are of them, but cool stuff. Looking good. If you're in on this, then you might want to jump in on it. And if you don't go to TFCon, the best chance to get these is from Chosen Prime, I believe. Also, Fans Hobby is putting out these pictures of the MB-28 Study. Is that what it's called? It's a prototype figure of an Armada Starscream, and it should be Masterpiece scale. Looks pretty cool. I know there's a Legend scale version of this coming around. I don't know if that one started showing up yet or not, but still pretty cool, pretty interesting. If you're into this era, they're going to be taking good care of you, and I think that they've done pretty good work on everything else they've done, so this should be pretty solid also. We got more pictures of the Mecha Invasion. This is their kind of a Scramble City type of Devastator. I believe it is Masterpiece, and I've been hearing from some people thinking that it is Legends, but I believe it is Masterpiece. And the reason it's Legends, people think it's Legends, I'll tell you in a bit. But more pictures. I thought we've already seen these, but I still feel like Scramble City kind of idea because they swap the arms and legs out, deliberately show you different pictures of that. Mecha Invasion also making this dinosaur robot. Looks pretty cool, pretty interesting, and we'll see more pictures of this, I'm sure, going forward. But this gets to show you all of the alt modes, and the alt modes look very G1-esque, and only difference is that the combined mode looks a little bit less G1, a little bit more stylized, but I don't think that's a bad thing if you're like the 5th or 6th option that's out there for a Devastator. Kind of crazy. So we got more pictures of the Unique Toys Masterpiece scale skids and Mudflap if you're into this thing. Movie characters. Last week we did see some pictures. Now we got a comparison shot next to a Bumblebee to get an idea of size. They are going to be short. They are Masterpiece. They will be a little short. Still no information exactly how tall they are, but that is in line with the character. So the characters are shorter than the average character, the average Carbot, and that's why they look like this. Anyway, Unique Toys, Skids, Mudflap. So I was hanging around and trolling the Magic Square Legends page, and I found this as a cardboard cutout, more or less, and it's the Brave Base paper model. It is $25 if you're ordering a figure from them directly. I suggest if you want a scenery like this, pick it up. I'm guessing you fold everything up, plug it all in. That should work. Looks cool, interesting. 25 bucks. It's not really that bad considering this is a pretty good size display, and you know Magic Square figures are a little bit larger than New Age. Same thing for a Bad Guy one. That one is 25 bucks also. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. I've never messed with these or anything. It'd be kind of fun to mess with, but I'm guessing the terminals get folded up into it too. There's a lot of folding going on with this, but it will be interesting to see. I've never really seen anyone review it or talk about it, but yeah, designed by Magnet. So here's a picture of Wave. They called it Wave 3 of the Blokes. Well, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. One of those is right. So here we go with all these characters. And I believe we saw this last week, but this is a better picture, sort of, a little bit. And not 100% sure exactly how tall these will be, but this is very interesting. I have recently got the Yellow Park kits in, and those are about Legend scale. These are probably a little smaller than Legend scale. Probably won't fit in perfect. Maybe that Bumblebee would, but still pretty cool, pretty interesting stuff. If you're in on this, then the Blokes, Wave 3 already working on that. All right, this is the second week in a row that Hasbro has stolen the news, and I think it's kind of some big news going on here with Hasbro. And they are showing their 2-packs. They have two 2-packs. This one is the Ransack Barrage, and then they have a third one in there. It's like a little hammer, but these are deluxe Decepticons, and you have to go to Amazon to pre-order them. They're pretty much sold out on Pulse. Pulse gets a small quantity, like 12, and then they sell out fast. And then you got to go to Amazon to get the rest. And that did just pop up, so that's pretty cool too that it's there. And I think they did a good job with these, and they look really good. We'll see a group picture in a minute. So I instantly pre-ordered these as soon as I had the opportunity to, and excited for them. I think that's pretty cool they're doing them, even though they are just recolors of other molds. They're heavy retools also. So it's not going to be just, if you put them side by side, you're not going to be looking at them saying, oh, that's the exact same figure, even though there's so many similarities between these figures because they are using similar parts, but they're so different because of the paint and retooling. And here is Mark Clonus's picture to just show you what we've got. Now, there is a rumored version of Venom coming also, so that we can have the full set of deluxe Insecticons. If you missed out on the Buzzworthy Bumblebee pack for Barrage, it would be awesome if they put that one back out too, because that was a limited set. I only bought one set. I felt like it's just a lot of money to get one figure out of it. I probably should have been smart and bought one off eBay or something when sellers were breaking them up and selling them separate, but it's still pretty cool. Pretty cool little set in here, and the Insecticons are shaping up really nice. But you can see in this how way different these look than the original ones. I seriously am going to sing the praises to this because I think they did a great job, and we are severely lacking deluxe Insecticons in the Masterpiece scale. Don't forget about the hammer. Yeah, the hammer turns into a little guy. That's why they call it a 3-pack. I don't feel like it's a 3-pack. That's just an accessory that transforms, but anyway, $55 is not a bad price. It's not bad for two of these figures plus a third transforming gimmick. All right, next we have for $60 is a 2-pack with a Decepticon breakdown from the universe of Transformers Prime and the 6.5-inch Jet Decepticon Wind Sweeper. That's got some Target Masters with them. Anyhow, this is $60. I'm a pass on it, but it's an Amazon exclusive, so if you want one of these, you need to pre-order it, or you won't get it. And Amazon pre-orders suck too, because sometimes they get passed over like Walmart does, but I haven't had any trouble with Amazon for years on those pre-orders, but I don't pre-order much. But anyhow, I did pre-order the bugs, and I'm excited for those. Alright, so they've unlocked this 16,000 tier with 2 combinable global space bridge display stands, and if that's a thing, that's unlocked, so pretty cool. And that's just a Juggernaut. Got about 2 weeks left on this, and they just keep racking up more and more backers. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so Omega Prime, going straight to the source here, 16,862 backers right now. It is fully funded because the target was 10,000, and they've done unlock 2 tiers. Pretty cool. If you like this character and you're in on it, get it. $250, I'd say get it, because you'll regret it if you didn't. I'm on the fence because I sort of like it. I think it's better than the vintage one. And at $250, I'm not sure if $250 is cheaper than the vintage one or more expensive than a vintage one. I mean, obviously a sealed vintage one's going to go for way more than that. But a loose one, if you're going to open it up anyway and display it, what's a loose vintage one go for? This is better looking, in my opinion, than the vintage one. It works better, but the vintage one is still a pretty solid, pretty decent figure. Anyhow, it's, all up to you, but I bet if you like this, you'll regret not backing it. Alright, Hasbro's still dominating this, and we did get confirmation this week. We got pictures, we got everything. Just BBTS sent an email, and I instantly clicked on it, and I instantly pre-ordered it. Pre-ordered 2 sets, one for myself, one for my son, because a lot of these figures my son doesn't have because he wasn't really collecting them actively when these came out. And I think Trailbreaker's like an $80 figure, Sunstreaker's pushing a $100 figure, and the others are pushing $50, and we don't have True Blue Hound yet. And I remember passing on Siege Hound because I didn't like it, and I said, oh, we're going to get a better one eventually. Now it's like 4 years later, but we're getting it. Still looking at it, I think that this is the best version of these figures except for Trailbreaker, and Trailbreaker's not bad. I just like the deeper, darker, the dark jet black version better, but this one's still not bad. So looking at all of it, a great set. Now it's $110 for 5 figures that the old pricing of 20 each would be $100. The new pricing of 25 each would be $125. So you're getting a $15 discount, more or less. So that's a good price for these, but it's a really good price if you factor in trying to buy these on the aftermarket. And the downside is people that already have these molds don't want to rebuy them just to get a Hound. That is kind of a jerk move in a way. To get this Hound, you gotta rebuy all of these. That is a jerk move, but I don't think anybody's gonna have trouble selling them. Then again, you got the IRS situation. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of issues surrounding it, but long story short, I think it's a good set. If you don't pre-order it, you probably won't see this in Walmart or Target or anything like that. You know what you can spot on Target and a Walmart? Well, this would be a Sandstorm and a Silverbolt. And these actually, this picture was taken, it was found at Chili. Not Chili's where you go get the margarita, but Chili. But anyhow, this is kind of exciting because I really do like this Sandstorm. And it's even better than the Unique Toys, I think, is the one that made the Masterpiece version. And I like Silverbolt the character. So, I mean, this is good stuff for me, personally. And, yeah, I like it. I think it's good. And they'll be coming to our shelves soon. Coming to our Targets and our Walmarts. Speaking of coming to Walmart, we have Walmart Collector Con, which should be coming up here in about a week or so. So, word on the street, there's going to be a Star Seeker line and some sort of a retro figure or two. And that's what to look forward to during the Walmart Collector Con. Also, there's going to be some Master of the Universe stuff up for pre-order. And probably a little something special for G.I. Joe Classified also. So there's probably something for every line at the Walmart Collector Con, because there usually is, and rumors are swirling, but obviously Transformer news, right? Lastly, the TF Con in Los Angeles, coming up March 8th through the 10th. I have to say that this is going to be pretty interesting because it has special guest Stan Bush. I don't think he's going to perform. He's just going to sign, do signatures and stuff, but it'd be interesting to see him. Anyhow, this is important because X-Transbot's not too much, but Fans Toys and some of the other companies have been very silent lately, especially with this Chinese New Year, that there has to be something that's been saved for this event. I'm sure there is, but I'll be interested to see the third-party panel at TFCon Los Angeles. All right, switching gears and getting into some other news that's not Transformers. This is the Tmnt Ultimates Neca Evil Rex, and looks just like the standard one. I'm guessing some of these are different. I actually haven't opened my Rex yet. Yeah, bad. I have not figured out a Neca display just yet, so I haven't opened all mine. But he looks pretty cool. He's got opening chest, a few other things. But all these accessories, I think he's still the $50 price point, but I don't see anywhere that it says it. Will be interesting to see. But the first one was a $49.99 or something. And then they're also supposed to be making a big, giant Krang. And that's going to be like $125. But I haven't seen anything on that yet. But still, pretty cool. Evil Rex. All right, so pre-orders are up for the Wave 2 of these Turtles of Grayskull. And I've got to mention that it seems like Wave 1 sold out pretty quick. And I don't know if that's a combination of hype or people that are just excited for it, low production numbers, combination of the two. I see it show up in a store. I see the next day it's always gone. And I've only seen 2 waves show up. I bought the second wave, and that's all I've seen. Now, online, some of this stuff is already sold out at BBTS, but I don't know about Entertainment Earth and Amazon. So I'm not sure if it's... I just don't see stuff sell out very well at BBTS, and these are selling at BBTS. And then they're getting in some international... I don't know what's going on with that either. International versions. But this seems to be very popular. It might just be a drought, and this is all that's showing up, and that's why people are buying it. That might be the thing. That might be what's going on. But if you're in on it, I suggest pre-order it, because it's going to be really hard to find. If I wasn't luckily stumbling into mine, then I would not have any. And I passed on the first one, but now I guess I'm in on them. All right, next up we got some more He-Man stuff here. This is Michael and Toy Sorceress over at Toy Habits, so toyhabits.com. They have a whole lot more information than I'm going to have, but these are their pictures they put together, and this is pretty cool stuff they got going on. First picture of the mutated Mossman, which I kind of think is going to take the place of that the thing they got going on right now. It's a kind of a Roboto that's hanging there at Targets right now, but that might be the next one that's coming. Pretty cool, interesting stuff that they've got going on right there. Venus Flytrap got going on there. Then they got a picture of the in-box images of Stranger Things figures that are coming, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. They'll have a whole lot more pictures there than here. This is just kind of their little thumbnail I'm showing. And go check out toyhabits.com if you want to see the rest of these pictures. But the most important thing here is that Snout, Spout is coming up for pre-order. The new Eternia Masterverse one. And I'm going to tell you, I haven't checked lately. Last I checked, Snout, Spout for the classics was like a $200 figure. It's probably dropped to like $140 or something like that because this is coming. But these, what I've noticed is Masterverse stuff doesn't usually sell out very fast or at all on Mattel Creations. But I think this one might. I'm in on it. I'm definitely going to get this. I'm pretty excited for it. But Masterverse Snout Spout, Mattel Creations exclusive. It's not going everywhere else. And it's starting to be a little alarming that so many are going to be Mattel Creations exclusives. All right, next up, we're going to talk about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This is supposed to be in theaters March 22nd. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks here also. So a lot going on in March, actually. And this looks like it'd be a pretty good movie, pretty interesting movie. And it's going to have as many of the original cast in it as they can, along with these new Ghostbusters, passing on the baton to the next generation. And hopefully they can keep the franchise alive. It'll be a fun movie. I enjoyed the last one. I'm sure I'll enjoy this one. And with that, I don't see a lot of merchandise out, considering this is coming in a couple of weeks. But there is some that's out and about. And I don't see that they're going to go that deep with it. They put out that same old Ecto one, not the Kinner one, but the newer, smaller one, and some other figures. So that'd be pretty cool, pretty interesting to see how deep they go. But I believe it'd be a flash in a pan and gone, and then all we're really going to get for retro is the action feature ones, the scare, the fright ones. Getting some G.I. Joe Classified news. Here's Airborne up for pre-order. I pre-ordered mine at BBTS, and there's pictures of the figure and pictures of the box. Good figure, good looking figure. This is one I didn't talk about yesterday because it wasn't mixed in with all that good stuff, but Franklin Airborne Tall Tree. Alright, so yesterday I made a video about all of the pre-orders. So these are what you can pre-order right now, and I think it's a good selection of figures. I don't think anything is unnecessary. I think it's all good stuff. It's solid. It's not blockbuster knock you out because we already knew this was coming. So this is stuff we knew was coming, and the pictures are better than the renders. I mean, the real products here look better than the original renders did, and so I'm very pleased with that. And I look forward to every one of these. They look great, and at first I didn't like the renders of Jinx. I like the figure better, but some people pointed out, and I agree with them, there's going to be a retro one eventually, probably. And if there is a retro Jinx, I think she'll look even more like what I'd want out of a Jinx. But I'm happy with this one the way it is, even if we don't get a retro. Night Creeper looks awesome. Doc looks great. Torch looks amazing. Rawhide, he looks pretty cool. He's a deluxe figure. And then, of course, the Tiger Force and the HMS. Good stuff. Now, this is kind of the pipeline reveals, and some of the stuff there's no picture to it. But with it, I'm excited for the Ferret. I think it's perfect. All these size vehicles need to get made. Nobody knows the price yet, and the fact that they include a figure, which would you rather them not include a figure? Because I would kind of prefer a standard Cobra Trooper packed in, and not some new version of a female Trooper, but that's just what they put in. That's what they chose to put in there. But I would just, a standard Cobra Trooper would be cool. Or a Viper. Ooh, an original Viper. Ooh, that'd be awesome. Anyway, you'd want to get a few of these probably. If the price is right at $55, I'm pre-ordering 3. Ordering 3. Buying 3. But if it's the $75, I'm only going to get 2. And they're probably looking at me going, well, we're getting the same money out of Mike no matter what, so who cares? So that's true. But then looking down below, we've got these other ones. The eel is what I'm most looking forward to. but also Beachhead looks great in the retro, and then the Snow Serpent looking good, and then of course Dial Tone and that other Viper up there. And then there's also a Frag Viper they mentioned, and I talked all about that in my video yesterday. Another update from Ramen Toy and Machina Labs. This is Overbite. So that's what they're calling it, Overbite. Anyhow, this is a concept image of the vehicle, and I think it looks great. I mean, I think it looks fantastic. And here's the thing to get your mind around. I've only ever seen the vintage one because that's all that exists. And I really like Mask. I've got 6 of these. I've handled these a lot. I hate the windshield because it breaks easy. I have taken apart multiples of these to make sure they work. I pieced together the 6 that I have. I think 5 are good. 1's kind of sucky. So with that, to see a whole new design to this is shocking to me. It's just like, it's surreal. I'm excited for it. And to have it in the scale that your G.I. Joe figures, your vintage Joe figures could ride in it. And yeah, that's awesome. That, they're making a Scott and a T-Bob, all that kind of stuff. Really exciting what's coming from Machina Labs, from Ramen Toy, and I'm in on all of it. All of it. Plus I got my shipping notice. We'll talk about that. So a lot of people felt shafted that they missed out on this run of the retro figures because the Naval Commander came out first and was on a super discount. He was like $70 plus you got another 15% off or something like that. It made him like $60, something around $60. That's the one I pre-ordered. And then the rest of them came up for pre-order, so I pre-ordered the rest of them. And at the 30% off, so they were $70 for each of those. Exciting, fun stuff, but a lot of people didn't pre-order the rest of them because they were like, well, I'm missing Max. Why would I get the rest of them if I'm missing Max? And with all of that, I can see why people were confused or upset or disappointed with that, and now they're going to do another run. They only made 1,000 total, and 400 were the John Thunder. Now, I don't know how many they're going to make in this next run, but probably right around that same number. They're not making a bunch. It's not like they're making 2,000. They're not making 2,000. They made 1,000 total, meaning that split the other 400, and then you've got 200 of each of the other ones. So that's why they sold out so fast. I'm assuming they're doing the same thing here. All right, moving into McFarlane, they're doing some page punchers. It's not that I'm really going to be into any of these at all. They're kind of cool that they're doing them, but what I want to say about the page puncher stuff is that these are 7-inch figures, and as you know, 7-inch figures are done for G.I. Joe through Super 7. I still feel like there's some sort of an avenue that they could end up doing some Joes in 7-inch, even though Todd flat out said, no, that's not going to happen. Well, we saw Sergeant Slaughter get made by Hasbro, even though Sergeant Slaughter was an Action Force thing. So, I mean, are there even any rules anymore? Is there any rule of law? I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see Joes. I would just be curious to see what they would do with a G.I. Joe at 7-inch. I'm curious. I'd like to see it. Who would they do? How would they do it? How would they go about it? And would we get 4 Dukes from them? Because, you know, that's how they work. 87 Batmans. Are they up to 95 Batmans? 103 I don't know. I lost count. I do want to admit I'm almost tempted with these Krypton figures. They look cool, but I'm not that into DC. And I'm way deeper into DC than I am in Marvel, which says a lot, but I'm not that into it. But Ghosts of Krypton, 4-part comic series, packed with these page punchers. Cool stuff. If you're into it, check it out. They're going to be going up for pre-order March 6th. BBTS Entertainment Earth. Guess I should have mentioned this in the Ramen Toys segment, but Flipor, we've got. I gotta say, hey, this is impressive. This is impressive. Mad Hatter had launched this campaign here for Flipor, and the goal's 100,000. They're almost at 60,000. They've got like 2 weeks to go or something like that. So pretty cool that he's gotten it this far. 29 days to go. Wow, this is almost a month. You almost got a month to get another 40,000 in there. So be impressive to see Mad Hatter make this happen. So anyway, I just pointed out, it is on Kickstarter. It is a Kickstarter. So the Flip War Kickstarter project. Support it if you want to see it get through. Alright, so now we're getting into Star Wars, and it seems like it's always fun to just bash Hasbro, and I mean, that's what everyone likes to do. But Hasbro Pulse outlet deals, this is on sale. The Star Killer and Stormtrooper set. Still feel like it's overpriced for what I want. The Jabba set is like $49. Oh no, Star Killer is $78. The Jabba the Hutt set's $49. That's still overpriced. The Indoor Trooper is $22.91, and I think that is sold out. Because that's a good price, actually. Anyhow, yeah, this is outlet deals. We're going to see a lot more of them from Pulse, but for old product, probably not for the stuff that's showing up now. And maybe a few things that show up will go to clearance, but most stuff, they're cutting production. They're cutting staffing, they're cutting everything, and they're going to be cutting way more going forward, including production. Alright, so they have a Walmart exclusive Mandalorian Night Owl that is coming. I guess this will be part of the Collector Con, March 14th at 10 a.m. If you're into it. It looks like just a slight, very slight repaint of Bo-Katan. But I might be wrong. But anyhow, it's another Mandalorian, and it's another week. Another week is another Mandalorian. And then we also have, what is this other one we have for the Collector Con? It is the R460. So we see a lot of repaints. That's kind of what's owning Hasbro right now, or Hasbro is owning their repaints to save a buck. I think that's what's really going on here. So what do you guys think about this week's weekly news and review? What else is going on out there that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.